Good morning, Mr. Satya.
Good morning.
That's really kind of you to make time at 6 a.m. in the morning. That's really very
No
kind.
worries. I wake up early, so that's a normal thing. No worries.
Okay, great. And a happy Earth Day, because that's a very wonderful
Happy
auspicious
Earth
day
Day
to
to
start
you
with.
as well.
Yeah, great.
Yes, indeed.
So this is our first leadership talk series that we are starting at BuzzOnEarth, and we are really very glad to have you on board. So a very warm welcome to the show, and we'll be asking a couple of questions which are related to your background as well as the vision that you have at UNEP. So I'll actually start off from the point when UNEP FI had coined this term ESG. So it was very heartening to note that it was coined somewhere back in 1992, which not most of the people know, because many people think that it was done when the GRI thing came into place. That was around 1998. So I would like to hear something more about that from you, since you are from UNEP FI.
Well, I'm not from UNEP FI. I'm on their global steering committee.
Sure.
UNEP FI is a network started by UNEP way back several decades ago, as you mentioned, and I do supervise their work in my current role with UNEP, but I have been associated with them for a long time. Of course, there are the effort to mainstream environmental, social, and governance standards into corporate work has been around for a while, not in a very systematic manner. In the past, as with all fields of endeavor, there have been corporates who are very, very socially minded and environmentally conscious. So those were primarily more individual efforts as personal interest and passion, rather than the system requiring industries to follow a certain established standard. So I think in that UNEP can really take credit for having brought that into the mainstream of the consciousness. But the work has been around for a while. That's where philanthropy comes from, corporate philanthropy. Because people thought that it's good to make profits, but it's even better to give back to the society. So I don't think we can really take credit for the substance, which has been around for a long time, but we can certainly feel good that our efforts to contribute in our humble way to make it more systematic and systemic is bearing fruit. Now everybody uses the term ESG as if it has been around forever, which is not true. And I'm so glad that it's not just the ESG aspects of corporate practices internally, but now that it has gone beyond the four corners of a company, of a corporate entity. Now they're talking, instead of supply chains, they're talking value chains, and the sustainability of value chains. So I think that's very important, because as you would know, banking, when it started several hundred years ago, it was a tool with a purpose, and the purpose was to enhance and strengthen the collective output of community, so that people could save and people could borrow, and there was a mechanism that protected those that saved and provided those that had entrepreneurship and wanted to do something meaningful. We've lost our way over the hundreds of years that banking has been around, and now primarily, and in the last stock market crash and the recession, was all about money trying to make money. Money doesn't make money. It's hard work and efforts that make money.
That's very well said. Actually, that's a wrong notion among these days. Yeah.
That's right. So that's what brought us to where we are today. This notion of corporate greed, to the exclusion of everything else that sustains corporate profits, and hoping that nobody is noticing. If one or two people did it, perhaps they could get away with it. When the whole system starts mimicking everybody else's behavior, then the system comes down, because money has no legs to stand on. Money stands because it is backed by the efforts of billions of people.